Hello everybody, welcome back to some more BD Armory. Today we're taking a look at the latest addition to my collection of fighters. This is the result of Saturday's live stream over on Twitch. This is the Red Hawk. It's loosely based on the real-life Su-47, a concept craft which never made it into proper production. I made an Su-47 for a video a while back, so I took that, I altered it, I've tuned it, and I've replaced the Panther engines with the Saturn engines which come with BD Armory, just to give it that extra kick, make it a little bit more deadly. I'm intending this to be a replacement for my Cyclone fighter in the upcoming season of Fighter Subscriber. I've been after a replacement for the Cyclone for a while now, but the Cyclone will still have a role to play in the adjusted format. But first we need to see if this craft is good enough, and to that end we're going to get it to run the gauntlet against my current fighters. Just before we get to that though, I've taken this for a test flight, and yeah, it performs beautifully. It's got that extra little bit of manoeuvrability I was after, and those Saturn engines make sure it doesn't lose too much speed as it's pulling those tight turns. As is kind of becoming a tradition with these new fighters I develop, I've tried to take this under the bridge in the R&D centre, and it did very well, or at least it did on the third attempt. Yes, a craft which is showing a great deal of promise, but will that promise translate into results? Let's go and find out. So for our first fight, fittingly enough, our Red Hawks will be going up against my Cyclones, the very craft they are here to replace. So if they don't get this one across the line, that's going to be kind of embarrassing. Let's get this one started. And so the first round begins, and all craft turn around to start firing missiles at each other. Oh yeah, incidentally, this isn't the exact same version of the Red Hawk as I was showing in those first couple of segments. I've made a couple of tweaks since I recorded that, and there's still a couple more tweaks I'm thinking about. So this may not be the final version, but I'm still expecting them to do reasonably well against my existing craft. Rowena Kerman now breaking low to try and avoid missiles. Everyone seems to have survived that, and now they can turn and get off their second volley. The Cyclones have been prone to falling to some early missile kills, so hopefully the Red Hawks can easily avoid missiles, but it's just one of those things. It's a bit of a lottery. We'll have to see. That missile there going well past Rowena Kerman's tail. Something's just happened. One of the Red Hawks, it's the Cyclones that get lucky this time, one of the Red Hawks has fallen to a missile kill. And this makes it very interesting. The Red Hawks should dominate in a sort of an equal dogfighting situation, but if they're a Kerbal down already, that does not bode well. Rowena Kerman firing another missile, and they're going to have to even things up somehow pretty quickly. That missile goes past though. Rowena Kerman now using guns. That Cyclone gets a missile away at Rowena's wingman. And Rowena has to come about and try and get guns, having to pop more countermeasures. Obviously a missile coming in her direction. Manages to get off a missile of her own. A couple of missiles go very close to her though. Might just need the one kill to even this thing up, just to really flip this thing on its head. That other Red Hawk looks to be in a bit of trouble though. A Cyclone on its tail. Tries to gets another missile away, trying to help out the team, but oh! And there we go! Suddenly it is all square again. Daffy Kerman selects missiles again, doesn't get one away though. Has one incoming, that one goes past. Not too far away though. Those other Cyclones, I'm not sure if they're both coming for Daffy Kerman. They might be. No, it's a couple of one-on-ones going on here. The Cyclone, the Red Hawks are not positioned ideally at the moment. They kind of need to turn the tables pretty quickly. Daffy Kerman breaking very low. Pulls out of it though. Rowena Kerman now though, an ideal opportunity. Can't quite make it count. comes about. That might be a better opportunity. Where are your guns, Rowena? Where are your guns? There we go! And one of the Cyclones, shredded, disappears from the vessel switcher. Valentina Kerman, in the sole remaining Cyclone, manages to scorch one of the Red Hawks. It's 2 against 1 though. It might not be enough. Might be too little, too late. That Sidewinder though seems to have ignored Valentina and gone straight from. Was that launched by one of the? Oh, never mind. Let's see. Was that launched by the other Cyclone or by that Red Hawk? I think it's just become largely academic. More gunfire comes in. Valentina miraculously manages to avoid it. But not that second volley. And the Red Hawks are victorious in this first round. Have either of them got any significant damage? Doesn't look like it. Must just have been a superficial scorching earlier. Anyway, let's move on to our next fight. So, a convincing but not spectacular victory for the Red Hawks there against the Cyclones, but at least they did manage to get that one done. Now we move on to their second opponents, my Clubtails. Let's get this one started. So once again we're with Rowena Kerman as we approach that 8-kilometre mark. There we go. And our craft once again turn to loose their missiles. This is going to be an interesting fight. I'm not sure how it's going to go. The Clubtails more manoeuvrable certainly than the Cyclones, and the extra manoeuvrability factor is basically why I designed these, and then giving it the Saturns to give it that extra kick of power to make sure it doesn't lose too much speed in the turn. As I've already said, I don't know why I'm repeating myself. But the missiles go flying past, and nobody seems to have come to any harm. There's a pause there. What was that? I don't think anybody looks like they've been damaged this side. Anybody here? Everybody looks to be in one piece. Yeah, weird. Missiles still flying back and forth. Distance only down to about 6 kilometres at the moment. Keeping their distance. This Red Hawk over here, though, is certainly closing the gap quite a lot. Daffy Kerman. That missile coming in very close. Oh. That could have been. Oh, Daffy Kerman. Yeah. Very close to a kill there, but she survived. Now can get guns onto this Clubtail. Closing the distance to about 1 kilometre now. Getting closer and closer. Seems to be breaking off almost, Daffy Kerman. This is an ideal opportunity. Come on, Daffy. For some reason can't quite find the shot. Seems a bit trigger shy. There we go. Can't quite control it well enough though. Comes around. That Clubtail breaking very low. The Red Hawk sticking to its tail. Breaks off a little bit though. How's everything doing over here? No debris falling. Everybody else seems to be flying. Surely Daphne Kerman just needs to come around now and put guns onto that Clubtail. If she's not careful though, the Clubtail will get onto her tail and start laying guns into her, as is happening now. Too slow to reacquire the target. I'm not sure if she's heading after someone else. No, just lazily heading in the other direction. What's that there? That is one of the Red Hawks loosing a missile, I think. Still seems pretty even. Daffy Kerman now coming about. Looks like we may have a bit of a joust on. At the very least, that might shake that Clubtail off of her tail. Daffy Kerman now has a missile incoming. Let's see what's going on with these other Red Hawks. Rowena Kerman popping countermeasures herself well out of the fight. Shawnee Kerman chooses guns, comes in. All gun. Wait. Shawnee Kerman's lost both his engines. Ah! That's kind of problematic. That must just have happened. Must have just got scorched on his tail end. One of the club tails spins out. Should be able to recover. Guns incoming. Oh no, I think that was a missile. So shortly after Shawnee Kerman is effectively removed from the fight, one of the club tails takes a hit. Half of its wing surface destroyed. And once again, we're all even. Shawnee Kerman should be around for a while yet, though, hopefully providing a distraction to one of those remaining club tails as Daffy and Rowena try to finish this job off. That's that club tail crashing to the ground. Daffy Kerman once again almost allowing that club tail to get guns away. No, that club tail is going for one of the other Red Hawks. Now might be Daffy Kerman's opportunity. Lays guns down. Can't quite get the shot away. Can't quite hit the mark. This now surely is a golden opportunity. Daffy Kerman comes around. Has to start popping countermeasures. Can't be sure who that missile is coming for, but because it's flares, I assume it's a Sidewinder, and they tend to be pretty landed. Oh! And I switched at the wrong moment. The last of the club tails has just been taken out. So, I didn't see that one. I didn't see that kill. And Shawnee Kerman is still in the air. Ah, God love you, Shawnee Kerman. So, yeah, I'm going to count that as a clean sweep. Yeah, yet another victory for the Red Hawks. So as Rowena and Daffy try to come in and just finish that landing club tail off, let's move on to our final fight. So the Red Hawks comfortably seeing off their opponents in the first two tests there, but now they face what is probably their most difficult opponent so far in the form of my Panthers. Let's get them into the air. So can these Red Hawks make it 3 from 3? It'll be interesting. Happy with how they performed so far. Noticed a couple of little things whilst we've been performing these fights. They've been a little bit squirrely. I think I might need to tone down the control authority on these tail fins. But apart from that, yeah, looking pretty good. These aren't the only fights I've conducted, by the way. I've done a load of other test fights, and yeah, it's done pretty well. We will be keeping this one. It will be replacing the Cyclone, but be nice to see if it can perform well in this fight as well. Another missile let loose by Rowena Kerman. No casualties so far. The Panthers very rarely fall to the missiles, but you know, it does happen. Rowena Kerman not really closing the distance at the moment. One of those Red Hawks is getting up close and personal. Shawnee Kerman. I think it's Shawnee Kerman. One of the Panthers trying to lay guns onto him. Gets a missile away though. Still missiles going back and forth. That one doesn't find its mark, although now Shawnee Kerman can lay guns onto this Panther. He's given it all he's got, but no reward so far. Closing the distance. That's looking close. Just squirrels out from under it. Now though, surely this is an ideal opportunity. There goes the gunfire. Gets scorched. Seems to have lost a bit of wing surface. Nothing too major at the moment though. That's some more damage. Still doesn't seem to be fatal. These Panthers, perhaps hardier craft than I gave them credit for. Now that Panther might have the opportunity to put guns onto this Red Hawk. Is Shawnee Kerman going to regret not finishing it off? No, it doesn't look like that Panther can make it count. Where is it? It seems to have lost a control surface, and that's about it. And there may be some weaponry. And actually, both of its Vulcans. And one of the Red Hawks has gone. Well, that is a very interesting result. Must have been a missile. One of the Panthers has gone. I am not looking at the right fights here. The Panther that had lost its Vulcan cannons has gone. I missed that one. I'm assuming that must have been a gun kill. Jebediah Kerman comes about. One of the Red Hawks in his sights. Lays guns down. Oh, that looks close. That looks close. The Red Hawk might just have dodged it though. And now that Red Hawk's wing mount is coming in, and this is an ideal opportunity. Just needs to lay guns into him. Oh, gets scorched. Nothing, no major damage. That's more significant. Loses some wing surface. Still, nothing crippling. More gunfire rains in. Goes wide of the mark. The game pauses. The other Panther is out of here. A cloud of debris. I'm assuming that would be a missile kill. Jebediah Kerman, the last remaining Panther, and it's not looking good. Comes out of that one largely unscathed, is losing control surfaces and wing area, and probably won't be able to pull out of this one. So, another victory for the Red Hawks. As Shawnee Kerman comes in to finish that. Oh, good shot, sir. Good shot. Finishes in that last little tailpiece from that Panther. So yeah, a very good day for the Red Hawks. A fine addition to my collection, and a suitable replacement for my Cyclones. So yeah, Season 3 of Fighter subscriber. My subscribers will be up against a slightly more difficult test this time around, but I'm sure they'll rise to the challenge. So yes, that will be all for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have and you haven't already, please consider liking, subscribing, following me on Twitter. You know the usual stuff. I will be back soon with some more BD Armory, but for now, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.